How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Defense really came out firing most of the first half. What was the attitude or game plan that really led to you guys shutting them down for that period of time?
I mean, for the most part, it was just making sure we executed and making sure we were being aggressive. You know, with all the things BYU did on the offensive side of the ball, you know, it was just making sure that we were really tight with what we were doing, and really just making sure that we had that kind of attacking mindset that we try to impart in all our players.
Mm-hmm.
How loud was that there, you know, on the big plays? Obviously, they piped some stuff in, like most places do, but how loud was it in comparison to places that you played?
To be honest, you know, I think I speak for a lot of guys in saying, at least on the defensive side, you know, when it comes to noise, as soon as you focus in on your job, it kind of just quiets all down, you know. So for me, it wasn't personally that loud. Kind of just reminded me of the nip a bit, maybe a little less loud, but it wasn't really that loud to me.
The possession at the end of the first half, what's your reaction to that? Because you gave up 38 yards until that point, but then they marched down and scored before the half. So how did you kind of take that in?
I mean, for me, especially as a D lineman, it was kind of just like, you know, we just kind of shot ourselves in the foot, for lack of a better words. I mean, we got into a front, we got into a play, and, you know, it was just kind of, you know, I'd say we need to have a little bit better, you know, pursuit, a little bit better effort to the ball and make sure that we just get the guy down. You know, 2-7 was a hard runner, you know, and that's one thing I could say. You know, those guys were some they were some physical guys once they got that ball out, and, you know, we just got to make sure that we're matching that physicality and make sure we're getting the ball down. Because in reality, you know, what killed us were the explosive plays there, and that explosive play for that run pretty much got them. I think it was a good chunk, about 30 yards right there. So.
What about, pardon me, elevation factor for you at all, or anyone else, you think?
I always say Coach Nico does a great job. I felt fine. You know, it was great weather out here, great environment. I love grass fields. I felt pretty good, so, you know, I don't think I had much of a factor in the game at all.
Braden had the muff punt. You guys have to go right back on the field after getting a big stop. How hard is it to kind of have to step right back out in tough field position and try to get a stop in the red zone?
I mean, it's something we practice all the time. You know, it's kind of just making sure you respond well in sudden change. And, you know, it's something that we pride ourselves on as a defense. It's that bend, don't break mentality. You know, you can put the ball on the 1 yard line, but that doesn't change anything. You know, you still have to go out there and execute. You still have to play physical. So it was kind of just a matter of, it doesn't really matter what happens. Just once it's our turn, we make sure that we try to control the field. And I feel like we're doing a pretty good job of that.
Any other questions for Jowon? Thank you.
Thanks, Jowon.
We got Shimon.